Okay, so today we're talking about modeling unit fractions as multiplication, right? Yes?
Yes.
Can I help you? Okay, thank you. Note taking. Yes, you. I mean, student.
My dad's needed for the so he has to stay after the show. He's coming back next week.
Oh, thanks for sharing. That's cool. So you get some free time. All right. So if you look at this, if we have the unit fraction for this is what? God. 1/6. All right. So when you're looking at, you have three of them here. So when you're multiplying, you're going to do 3 times 1/6. Thank you. So down here when we're doing it, as we already did, 1/6 is the unit fraction, and then there's 5 of them. So it's 5 times 1/6. Okay. So what is the next one going to be over here? If we have 8/10, what do we need?
8 times 1/10.
Yes. So each unit fraction, this is your unit fraction again. So you have 8 of them. So it's 8 times 1/10. Okay? Any questions? Yes.
Couldn't it be 4 times 1/5 too?
Can it be 4 times 1/5?
Yeah.
Well, we're not, because since we're using the unit fractions of 1/10, we're going to stick with the 10, because we're using tenths, not fifths. That tenths would rename the fraction of 4/5, which would work, but this in this case, we're going to stick with the tenths, because that's what it's asking us to use, okay? All right, so last night when you were doing this, we had a few problems. I think most of the problems probably came down here afterwards when we did it. So first thing we had to do was we had to take and write 3/8. So how many 8s are we looking at there?
What page are we on?
That's the 612, the homework page from last night on the back side. Yes.
So will all of it be a whole number times a fraction for the fraction?
Yes. But when we get down to here, I'll have to show you how you have to change it first to do it. Okay. All right. So up here, how many 8s do we have on this one?
3.
3 8s, right? So it's going to be 3 is our whole number times our unit fraction, which was 8s, right? So 3 and 1/8. Is that questions on that one? How about this next one? Can you do that one? So on this one here for 5, what's our unit fraction going to be? So tenths are our unit fraction. Yeah, so 6 times 1/10. You see that? We good? Okay. All right. If you look here now, so this one here, we have to multiply the fraction first, because we need to get our fraction first so we know what we're working with. So in order to do that, again, how do we multiply a mixed number times a fraction? We do the whole number times the what?
Whole number times the numerator.
Right, whole number times the numerator, which is 12 fifths, right? Does that make sense? So now that we have 12 fifths, how would we write that? What's our unit fraction going to be first? What's our unit fraction going to be?
I was gonna say what you on the one is going on the bottom. So what is it different? 12 times 1/5.
Right, so what's our unit fraction? You just said it.
I did?
Yeah. You said 12 times.
1/5.
Right, so 1/5 is our unit fraction. So this is now going to be 12 times 1/5. Okay?
Okay.
So let's try the next one. So what's the next one going to look like? Go ahead, what do you think it's going to be? So first we have to change it to a mixed, our improper fraction, which is going to be what?
48 times.
Yes, 48 tenths. So we have 48 tenths. And then how do we write that now?
How many are shaded?
Uh,
How many are shaded?
Huh?
48 times.
There's 10
Right, so we write 48 tenths. So how do we write it as our mixed number, our fraction.
48 times 1/10.
Yes. So 48 times 1/10. Hey, I think that's what gave a lot of people a problem last night was this part because you didn't change it to the improper fraction first and then do this part. Okay? So I think that's what a lot of people had the struggle with. Yes.
That part I just multiplied them and then simplified it.
Yeah, some people just multiplied and then simplified
I would have done
or renamed, so we don't want to do that. Good. Okay? So let me go over number 11 and then we'll move on.
I
Yes.
did the homework, so I did 6 or 9.
Okay.
I would have done it like that if I understood the question on the top.
This part.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
question that it asked. I would have done it like that if I actually knew what it meant.
Right, and probably last night you didn't take your math book home. So you couldn't look back to see what they were talking about either, right? On the other pages, because we ripped the page out of the math book, which is sometimes hard. Yes?
Never mind.
Good. Yes? Yeah. Whatever, right? All right. So here we have Marcia has 1 cup of tea each day for 7 days. 1 cup for 7 days. She puts 2/3 tablespoons of honey in each cup of tea. So write an equation that represents 7 times 2/3 as a multiple of unit fractions. Again, so what do we have to do first, just like we did up top? What do we have to do?
You have to multiply them.
Yep, multiply it, because we have to do the unit fraction. So we're multiplying it to get our improper fraction. So which would be what? Yes, 14/3, thank you. 14/3, which would equal now. Right, so 14 times 1/3. So that is now showing us how we we wrote this as a multiple of a unit fraction, which is right here. Any questions?
This one's probably wrong, right? Because I didn't do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yep, but you did this part. You did this. You ended up with 14/3, but then you did 4 2/3. You just what you did was you took your mixed number and made it into a. You took your improper fraction and made it into a mixed number, which you should have done it the other way. That's okay. As a unit fraction. All right.